It's often said that an army marches on its stomach, and I think the same can be said for a professional cycling team, where nutrition plays an increasingly important role. Now we've got exclusive access to Team Sky to see how nutrition plays its part.
The number one goal really is to replenish all of the carbohydrate that you've used. That's the first and foremost, that's what we're trying to achieve. Second, and by no means second in importance, is protein intake after the race, because during a hard stage you're effectively in a state of protein breakdown, if you like, and then what you need to do is ingest high quality protein to help the muscle recover. And then last but not least is obviously dehydration. So again, depending on the temperature of the race, you'll lose a lot of fluid. We need to put that fluid back in quite quickly. And all three of those things go hand in hand so that the next day we're ready to race again, if you like.
Let's say we've got a 200-kilometre alpine stage in the Tour de France. What typically would you look to prepare for the riders on a day like that with the demands?
Yeah, well, we would be looking at something that not too heavy for your stomach, so steak wouldn't work, for example. We would do something light with fish, chicken would be perfect, and then we would make sure there's a lot of carbs ready for them. They always have a variation of 4 different carbs every night, being rice, quinoa, potatoes or pasta. So it's up to them which sort of carb they want to fuel with. Make sure they're really carb loaded and mix that with some light proteins and some good fresh cooked vegetables. That's basically what we used to do.
What about a dessert? We know riders have a sweet tooth. What about your favourite? What's Team Sky's favourite dessert?
Well, they really like when I do a tiramisu every now and then, when I do it full on with cream and sugar and all that. But they're so professional now these days, so they're very strict at what they eat actually. So they kind of stick most to fruit and yogurts. But every now and then we do a bit extra and then go all in.
Good for the morale.
Good for the morale.
I understand you're not just the only expert, but the riders have been involved, or there's been some input from the team to educate the riders on the importance of understanding their own bodies and the importance of eating the right things, but more importantly, eating the right things at the right times.
Absolutely. I mean, I've got a saying in nutrition, it's called the 3 T's. It's timing, type and total. And actually what I've learned over the years, that sometimes the timing of when you ingest that food can sometimes be more important than the type of food that you consume, and also the total amount of food that you consume. And if you get those 3 right all of the time, then you're right on the money for nutrition.
Well, it just goes to show, with good nutrition, you'll get your just desserts. That's really nice. And for our cookery playlist, how about clicking just up here? And for what not to eat on a bike, click just down here. And to subscribe to GCN, just click in there. You know, it makes sense.
Worst fake dessert.